first of all, the support for research organizations around the world. This is very important. And also matchmaking between researchers in US, in Europe, and India to researchers in other countries, like networking at the international level. So that's important. But also the fact that it can be good advocates for impact evaluation, how critical it is, advocate with governments, with development agencies, and so on. And I think this is already working. I mean, like, for instance, many of the donor agencies are here, and the introduction that I heard here, I mean, there are several thousands impact evaluation work that has been done, anchored from 3IE. So the role is to advocate, to help networks, and also, to really help to summarize what has been learned, so that it could be disseminated effectively, not only among researchers, but also among policymakers. Policy alternatives are not always very clear, and so you need to have a clear sense of what the policy is, what is being evaluated, and also, having done that, then you can move to the next stage where you focus on even the process of the policy making itself, and see whether even this one could be evaluated. So I think it's really, really central, not only to policy making in general, and as I mentioned, even to the politics of policy making. What I think is very useful here is to get people to sort of take impact evaluation more seriously, especially the policymakers that are invited, who are part of the meetings. That's very important. But also to mobilize resources, to mobilize different agencies, to find out what is needed, what the gaps that exist, and where investment need to be made to improve impact evaluation. I hope that my speech here helped to get maybe different agencies to understand that institutions can be evaluated, and this is crucial for the effectiveness of design and implementation of policy. I also hope that, for instance, there can be new advances in the technology, because you need to know the experience of those people who are working in impact evaluation to see where progress needs to be made in terms of new techniques, how to integrate qualitative evidence, how you make it truly multidisciplinary, and, for instance, when it's unclear where randomization is not possible, what are the alternatives? I heard one question here about compliance, very weak when you are doing political economy experiments. So we share experience in how you can actually get compliance, even from politicians, to do something like this. So I think this event will help accomplish that. I think the first one is at national level, the census data, which the National Institute of Statistics in many countries either don't exist, or they don't have the resources to run this properly. And the second is the government agencies, they think of an idea, but they don't take the necessary step to actually define the policy clearly as possible, and to have some kind of evaluation be embedded. Like, for instance, in many places like Benin, there have been a big reform on girl education, like free education for girls. There was no evaluation embedded. So as a result, we don't know how effective it was. If it was, we don't know why it was effective, So at the stage where they want to move from free primary education to free secondary education, it had to understand what lesson was learned from the prior experience, So, but now things are changing. I understand that many governments have sometimes sometimes Ministry of Evaluation, Ministry of Policy Evaluation, and Ministry of Planning and Development. They have evaluation units, and also sometimes they have in-house statisticians who advise the minister on many policy issues. So there is a room for improvement, and I think more and more governments are realizing how critical, how important policy evaluation is to decision making.